We all see the glamour of the international modeling world. It's everywhere. The runways, the magazine covers, the huge campaigns. But have you ever stopped to think about what's going on behind the scenes? There's often this invisible wall, a language barrier that can make or break a career before it even gets off the ground. Okay, let's get into it.
So the guide we're diving into today, English for Modeling by Mohammed Qasim Jami, kicks off with this really powerful line. And it just sets the stage perfectly. Because in the modeling industry, confidence isn't just some nice-to-have feeling, it's a core professional skill. And that's the real kicker, isn't it? How are you supposed to project all that confidence when you're just trying to keep up, trying to understand what a photographer is yelling at you, or what a casting director is even asking? This is where a huge gap can open up.
So we're going to walk through this guide, but let's not think of it as a textbook. It's more like a roadmap. A key, really. It's a tool built specifically to close that gap for aspiring models from Afghanistan, giving them the exact language they need to get on that global stage and compete.
Every big journey has a starting point, and for a model, it all begins at the casting call. This is it. It's the job interview, it's your one shot at a first impression, and it's a moment where being able to communicate clearly is just absolutely everything.
So picture this. You walk into a room, all eyes are on you, and this is the very first thing you hear. It sounds so simple, right? But nailing this one question with a clear, confident answer can set the whole tone for your audition. And boom, here's the kind of direct, ready-to-go answer the guide gives you. No fumbling for words, no hesitation. Just the key facts delivered with confidence. See, this isn't just about speaking English. It's about showing up like a professional who did their homework. Now, this is where the guide gets really smart. It doesn't just translate words, it breaks down the essential industry jargon. It's not about just knowing portfolio means a collection of photos. It's about understanding that this is your visual resume. It's the most important tool you've got in that room. Okay, so you've nailed the casting call. Awesome. Now let's move on to the next level, the photo shoot. This is a whole different beast. It's a fast-paced, high-energy world where directors talk in a kind of technical shorthand, and you're just expected to keep up. Just look at this sequence. These aren't suggestions. They are super precise physical instructions that come at you one right after the other. There is literally no time to stop and translate in your head. You hear, relax your shoulders, and your body just has to do it, instantly. And the guide goes deeper, drilling down into really specific technical terms. A profile shot isn't just any picture from the side. It's a non-negotiable, standard requirement for any serious portfolio. Knowing the term shows you know the job. All right, so we've gone from the studio, now let's jump into the beautiful, organized chaos of a live fashion show. In this world, the language kind of splits in two. You have the precise commands for when you're on the runway, and then the frantic rush talk backstage.
Out on the runway, it is all about the performance. So the commands are a mix of action and attitude. Think about a phrase like, maintain a steady pace. That's not just about how fast you walk, it's about hitting your mark with perfect timing. Something the entire show depends on.
And this is another brilliant piece of insider vocabulary, the curtain call. That's the big finale. If you understand what that means, it shows you know the whole structure of a fashion show, from the first walk to the final bow.
And then you step backstage, and the energy completely shifts. The language becomes all about speed, all about urgency. When you hear something like this, it's not a request, it's a command. That means you need to move now. There's zero room for confusion.
But here's the thing, a really successful modeling career isn't just about the cool walks and the fancy poses. It's a business, and this is where the guide becomes absolutely vital, because it gives models the language they need to handle contracts, money, and professional relationships.
This is so important. The guide clarifies the language around a model's rights, like getting paid on time, but also their responsibilities, like being punctual and professional. Knowing this vocabulary is really about being able to stand up for yourself and protect your career.
And of course, a career grows through connections. The right words can open up so many doors. Just knowing how to talk about your agency, or suggest a collaboration, or even just confidently ask for a business card, that's how a single job can snowball into a real sustainable career.
So, once all those foundations are solid, the guide looks ahead to the ultimate prize, building a career on the international stage. And that means you have to speak the language of the entire global fashion scene.
Ah, yes, the Big Four. These are the epicenters of the fashion universe. Just knowing their names, knowing why they're important, is part of being a true global professional.
It signals that you get the big picture of the industry.
And the language gets even more specific, even more international, haute couture. I mean, it's a French term, but it's essential English vocabulary if you're in fashion. It just goes to show you how much of a melting pot the industry's lexicon really is.
You know, in today's world, a model is also a brand manager. So of course the guide covers this, including the language of social media. Understanding how to manage your profile, use the right hashtag, and lock in a brand collaboration is basically a modern survival skill.
So, when we take a step back and look at the whole thing, it's pretty clear that this guide is so much more than just a list of words. It's a tool for empowerment. It's about giving aspiring models the voice they need to turn their talent into a real global career.
And that kind of leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? Modeling clearly has its own unique, high-stakes language. But what about other fields? What are the unwritten vocabularies, the hidden dialects that open doors in the careers that we dream about?